So hi guys, welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm gonna create a website using Bootstrap, and this is gonna be sort of like a blogging website where I'm gonna build a blog about mural links. So to start with, this is gonna be a simple website with HTML tags, head, title, and I'm gonna title it noise website because it's gonna be nice noise. Then the body tags here. So I'm gonna use this link, a CSS for Bootstrap because I don't want to download the Bootstrap. Just gonna use this link, and you can check the description for this website, and then you can copy that link from there. This is from Get Bootstrap, and let's start with the div tag, and I'm going to have a class named container. Container is really helpful in for using a website in different screen sizes, small, big, medium. So container tag is really helpful. And then I'm gonna have a navigation bar, and I'm gonna have it dark color, so nav bar dark and background dark. Then I'm gonna have a button. Button is really helpful when you have a big navigation bar and you want to collapse because of the screen size, depending on if you're using a mobile device or on a big full monitor. So if in a big monitor you can see a whole navigation bar, but when you're viewing in a mobile device, you want the navigation bar to sort of compress, so we use collapse here. And this button is really helpful because when you're using it in a mobile, you can just click on the button and your navigation bar icons will uh, appear as a list rather than a nav bar. So it's really a good practice to have this nav button that will collapse all those links in a sort of like a list pattern, and you can then see it here. I'll show you what I'm talking about if you don't get what I'm trying to say. But so what I have done is use a class navbar toggler, and type is button, and I have set the ID which I'm going to use for my div tag, where I'm going to put all the links for my all the links for the navbar. So here I've set area expand, which is false for now, and the ID is navbar nav drop. And I'm going to use span, and the class is navbar toggler. And I'm gonna let's say I'm gonna leave it like this only, and this is gonna appear as three lines that you see sometimes in few websites. And let's have a div class again, where I'm gonna pass the class is collapse, because this class will collapse when the screen size is not appropriate, not large. And let's have underline an order list, sorry, an order list. And class is navbar nav, and here I'm going to pass some lists, and the class is nav items active. And I'm going to pass an anchor tag, then hyperreference is for now hashtag only, and the class will be nav link. And here let class will be nav link. What is not, so sign in is going to be the first tag that I will use, first link that I'm going to set here on the navbar. And also an anchor tag in the starting for navbar that will say welcome. So it's going to be have a navbar brand, and it will say welcome. So you can see welcome here, and there are the buttons. So you can see that the button are already appearing even though I'm using a monitor. The reason being I missed a class name there that I will get back to in a minute. But for now I want to have a form here. Let's set the ID first for our collapse, because otherwise our button won't recognize what to collapse. So set the ID to that you set for the area control and data toggle. Then I'm gonna have a form action, and let's set the class to form control, form group, sorry. And then I'll pass my input for search. So this is a form inline, again I'm sorry, form inline, because it's going to be in the nav bar, and input type is going to be search here. And let's set the class form control, and area line label is a search here. And then I'm going to pass a button here as well, that will be a submit, type submit, and let's name it search. So class will be button outline success, then it will be a green color. You can use primary as well for blue color, or depending on what you want. So there are other options. I will leave the links for all these things for you to check if you want to know more about them in the description. So this is a button outline success. That this will give a nice look to search button. It will be like green color boundaries, and it's gonna be. So in the another list, you should also write MR auto, and in the nav class, you have to write navbar extend large. Just paste it there. Expand large. So this is gonna give you the whole icon list on the navbar. That's the mistake that I did earlier. And okay, so this is the website that you can see. Although you can see that button is not working, is because I forget to write those scripts. What you do is to just copy these three links for JS, Popper JS, and jQuery, and paste it below where you paste the link for CSS. And I think I should just so what I've done was I changed the button because it wasn't working previously. So I changed the name of the data target, and that's why it wasn't working. So now if I click here, you can see the navbar is working, and it sort of appears a list when you uh, shorten your width of the window. And for obviously for if you're being on a mobile device, this is going to be the aspect ratio for landscape mode, so portrait mode, sorry. And now I'm gonna have let's say a div. So I should first close the tags for div and nav, and what I'm gonna do is create a div class, and I'm gonna have a class of jumbotron. Jumbotron is really good way because it gives the look of a grayish color on in the background, and it looks nice if you use this. So let's have a heading here. I'm gonna h1, so I'm gonna have it biggest heading, and I'm naming it neutral link. That's our blog. So I'm gonna have a paragraph here as well, in which I'm gonna write whatever I want, and I'm gonna align it to center. So let's say, so you can see it here, and let's have an image here as well. And on the image, I already have downloaded from the internet, and I'm going to use that image. You can use any image you want, and I'm going to name it the class here. Class will be image thumbnail, img thumbnail. And if I save it now and refresh it, you can see the image here, but it's not what I want. So I think I should just put it out of my jumbotron class and paste it here. And guys, I think I should use, I'm just gonna use a little bit of CSS, just a little bit. I'm gonna set the width of this image to 100%. So style, I'm gonna set image, and let's say width is equal to 100%. And I think it should work. I was going to put a title without using any CSS, but I think I'm not going to do that anymore. So this is the image I want, and I think I should put everything in what I'm doing right now inside a container class. I think it's gonna look better if I am just putting everything inside a because it's not shrinking as I want it to. So I think I'm gonna just put everything inside a container class, which I was using earlier, but the navigation bar doesn't look good with the inside a container because it leaves some space in the boundaries. So I'm gonna have a div class, I'm set container, and I'm gonna put it in the end, and save it. I think now it looks good. So if I shrink it, you can see it's better than what it was before. And so this looks fine. And now I'm gonna end this video with I'm gonna put a comment box in the end, so to hear the views of what people are thinking of this video. So I'm gonna have a div class, and that will be form group, and I'm gonna put let's say I'm gonna put a text area here, and let's say name is what should I have? So let's have a label, and that's label gonna say let's for will be comments, so the ID will be also be comment here. Also I'm gonna, what should I put? So for ID with that will be comments, and class will be form control. And so you can see here the text area box where you can actually take the input from the clients that will be visiting our website. And I'm gonna have the label will be write your comments here, uh, or the blog that you're viewing. And let's have a submit button as well. So let's have another input tag here, so otherwise it will be incomplete. So input, and so type is submit, and let's have value that will say submit. So when you see the button, it will have submit there. And let's have class form control as well, so it will cover the same area as the text area. And I want to have some space there as well. So I think this looks fine for now. It's for a small website. Although in the future I'm gonna visit this website again, and I'm gonna add some JavaScript here and make this website a little bit more dynamic. And maybe I'm gonna add some backend as well using MongoDB, and depending on the response I got on this website. So of this video. So guys, if you like this video, you know the drill, and I hope I see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.